Thanks for joining us on an overview of OrthoWare. What is OrthoWare? If you're an O&P fabrication laboratory, OrthoWare is certainly a product that can help you. It will allow you to automate a lot of your labor-intensive, repetitive areas of business. It will let you gain better control of your business by providing you with information that you need and in a timely fashion. It lets you and your people share information. Maybe a problem now. You've got data all over the place. It will also allow you to scale up. The system will grow with you. It's based on a SQL Server backend and a Microsoft Office client side. It won't scare your users away. It's a product that will help your lab get to the next level. So why use OrthoWare? Well, let's see if you can relate to some of these scenarios. Does your staff spend a lot of time looking for information, maybe more than processing new business? Is your account information scattered throughout your office? Some on a Palm Pilot, some in QuickBooks, some on a Rolodex. You do a lot of repetitive work. Your device standards may be the same most of the time. Well, why not let the system help you out with that? Have you done work for an on-hold account? Someone who's behind in their AR and in their payments? Well, we can trap those. Not everybody should have access to everything. Security nowadays is very important, and OrthoWare handles that as well. And I want my shop to talk to my office. Well, this will centralize a lot of that information. All right, so show me. Let's go take a look at the product. This is the OrthoWare user interface. It's menu-driven and allows you to see functions which are grouped by task, basically allowing you to lock things down by security. It's wide open right now for the demo. We'll go into order processing. Let's go and enter an order. I could call up an order by account, or I can do a search on a number of criteria, as you can see, on my account. And this function is available throughout the system. I get a pop-up of my comments. Anything I need to see at order entry time for this customer will display. I can enter a new order. I can do a repair order, whose options will be a little bit different than a new order. I could process a reorder, which is like a second pair or something like that. Let's say new order. The UltraWalk series and these other types of order types that I've set up here are user-defined. Out of my HopHog facility, I want you to go assign the order number. And there it is, H for HopHog, E because May is the 5th month of the year, 5 for 2005. It creates a log number. And a sequential number. Tacking on a 00 indicates a new pair. I can pick from multiple ship-to addresses if they are available for this account. And I probably have patient information at the time I'm receiving the order, so I can go in and say, okay, here, this is Mr. Jackson, Joe, and the doctor gave me a PO number. I can fill in a lot of other information, patient number and gender, weight, an old number for capabilities to go back to legacy system. I can provide some shipping dates, when I want to ship it, when the doctor wants it in their office by. What's my production date? Well, since I said Sunday, it tells me I've got to do it on the 15th. Can key in a production time, a ship via that defaults to what's in the doctor's account. I can pick an insurance plan if I choose to. Do I want to ship to the patient? If I want to, I can click on yes and fill in the patient information. And I can also provide a cast type. I can give a cast type like not required. And all of these, just like those statuses on the left, are all user-defined. I may also know enough of the evaluation information to be able to key that in at this time as well. So I've said my order type is the UltraWalk series, which has sport and dress orthotics within it, and I chose the sport orthotic. My options allow me to lock down certain things depending on what the order type was. I'm going to say that this is bilateral, and out goes the system looking for my default, and it came back with a bunch. As you can see, my phases, casting and posting values, and so forth, as I change them, also change their options down here, their phase options as they're called. Okay. And I'm going to choose casting. I'm going to go to the lower LA, and I'm going to say the left one, I want to lower the entire LA, not the standard 1/8, but instead a 1/4 inch. And I apply it, and I'm done. And you see up here, now they're no longer bilateral. There's a separate value for the left and right. You can see that the bold and black corresponds to the fact that a person entered that. The bold and blue corresponds to the fact that the machine picked it up. Red would mean I've got a requirement that has not yet been filled in by anyone. I can go directly to order maintenance from this screen. and basically can maintain any of the characteristics that are on this order at this time. Once I've done and completed entry of my orders for this doctor, I'll probably go on to the next one, and at some point I want to do a batch printing of my work orders and possibly my QC form. I look here and I don't see that order. Where did it go? Well, that's just something happened on credit hold that we've got to reprocess or take a look at this order. Let's go to the credit hold screen. And this is something my bookkeeper or myself would be looking at every day. If I see that order right there, and if I click on it, wherever you see blue, you'll get some kind of a pop-up or a drill down based upon what you clicked on. And I can call up the doctor's phone number, give him a buzz, say, hey, doc, you know that you owe me. It tells me I've got excess of AR overdue. Sure do, $474.07 over 120 days. Oh, I'll cut you a check on Thursday. So I can give it a release code. I can say the check is to be cut Thursday. It does track the fact that I release this. So if someone wants to wonder why did this doctor get shipped, I can look at that. All right, let's look at a couple of the reports that print out. Obviously, the production work order is a very important document. It prints a barcode and some heading type information regarding the account, the patient, and the date, and the production date, and things like that. And also, segregating into departments prints out the work to be done. It's designed to be folded in half and accompany the work along, so the information, the header information, is repeated in the middle of the form. And basically, a user-defining program allows you to set up what departments print in which of these 5 areas, depending on how your shop operates. Hand in hand with the production work order is what's called a production QC card. This allows you to highlight those specific instructions that are non-standard. They're the ones that you want the QC department to really look at. A lot of the same type of information, except it's on an 8.5 by 11, comments down at the bottom, as well as the barcode, which can be used for scanning. You then will generate an invoice. The price breakdowns with base price plus addition, if that's how it was priced, will print on this, as well as the phase options that were chosen. You get a little tear-off strip down at the bottom, but this is an invoice, says doc, pay this amount. Also a packing slip, which is basically an invoice without prices. That can be given to the doctor, and the doctor can show it to the patient without showing what he pays for things. Eventually, the accounts receivable is going to go on to a statement. You've got that information. You can see the reference number, the patient name and PO number. It's an open item statement. We will charge finance charges, or you could, so those will also print on the statement. All right, back to OrthoWare. Let's go into the accounts receivable and look at a particular account. I wanted to show you an account that's got a paid invoice. You click on that, it shows you with a $100 invoice, $100 payment on check number 1840. The doctor calls you and says, hey, I paid that invoice on check number 1840. Well, you can click on that CP button. It shows you, no, doctor, that was a different invoice. That was 729. The one we're calling about is invoice number 726. This screen, which allows you a full inquiry of your information, will allow you to print a copy either immediately or to be requeued later. You can email it if you've got Outlook. You can fax it if you've got a fax printer. You can reprint the configuration, do all kinds of things straight from this screen. Your bookkeepers like this screen a lot. Anybody looking to collect the money will do a lot in this screen. I can also use the system to do some customer service work. Back when, let's talk about workflow. I've got my techs doing work back there, so if they go in and probably will scan this actually through the scanning version of this, but enter this same data and allow you to say I'm in casting, and here are the orders that are entering casting. I want to update these. And then you can go in, and if you do an inquiry, let's go look up Mr. Jackson. And let's first look it up for Patterson. If I knew the account number, I could have just chosen it. Search order. That's the only one out there. What if I have multiple hits? Okay, I can see that here are all the patients named Jackson that I've done work for, and I can resort the inquiry by just clicking on the heading, and it will sort it in either ascending or descending order. I get to the order I'm talking about. Now look at my workflow. And there's the order that is entered casting. When it leaves casting, it will be posted to the right side of the screen. As it gets into posting, theoretically, that will then also display on here with the most recent work center at the top. Now here are a couple of tables that you can define, and this really allows you to set up OrthoWare to meet your specific needs. Defining order groups which contain within it style types and individual styles. You can set whether an order group supports discounts, whether it's a repair type. The order groups are major classes of products. Within there, slightly one step down, the style types contain individual styles. They key to an SKU. They contain a base price, if that's the way you're going to do your pricing, and they're associated to phase options, which are your manufacturing type of things that you offer on those devices. And here they are defined, the phases being casting and posting, and you define these. Again, you can follow the shell that we give you. Within the phase, there are phase options. You set up the styles that they're appropriate for and an upcharge if it's appropriate. Within the details, you can set up what the valid values are, whether it's required or not. An SKU if you need to affect inventory or set up a charge, whether you allow multiples or not, whether that overall phase option is required and must contain something. Then you can tie those things together for default purposes for when an evaluation is entered, either by account and device or just by the specific device. If most of the time that device takes a certain option for a certain, or rather a certain value for a certain phase option, you can put it in right here so that even if it's a win 60, 75, 80% of the time it'll pick it up here. And likewise by the account, which will override that. So what are the people in your industry saying about OrthoWare? Steve Sinalik likes the invoicing. He appreciates that the credit checking is helping him with his cash flow. And he likes the fact that it streamlined his work orders. He believes as soon as we walked in that OrthoWare was for him. Peter DeLuca liked the easy rollout, which is always good. In 2 months, they were getting an ROI on the product. He thinks we have powerful pricing. He liked our support. That's also important. And he liked the fact that it was built on industry standard. He thinks it's the best product for the industry, in fact. So it's time to shift your business into overdrive. How do you do that? Well, you do that by contacting 2M. We've been in business since '87, bringing together technology and business to help make your life easier. OrthoWare is a union of technology and business needs. So here's our contact info. You can contact Manny Morales if you have further questions or wish to explore OrthoWare a little bit more. And there you see our website and email address and phone number. I thank you very much for your time, and hopefully you saw something that you like in OrthoWare.